We humans depend on resources provided by nature, and at the same time, various natural processes help us live efficiently and comfortably. Although with the increasing rate of technological and modern development, some of our procedures and processes become harmful towards nature and their processes. The carbon cycle is the biogeochemical cycle wherein carbon is being constantly exchanged between the various spheres of the Earth. Carbon is a significant component that contributes to many minerals that both nature and humans require. Human activity that disrupts the carbon cycle threatens to alter climate, land use, and living habitats. In this info video, we will discuss various information regarding the biogeochemical cycle and its significance to fauna, as well as the identification of negative anthropogenic effects to raise awareness and prevent further harm.
My name is Joshua Michael AMERNA, and I'm here to discuss about the biogeochemical cycle. So, what is the biogeochemical cycle? The biogeochemical cycle is any of the natural pathways by which essential elements of the living matter are recirculated. The term biogeochemical is a contraction that refers to the consideration of biological, geological, and chemical aspects of each cycles. So, examples of these cycles are the nitrogen cycle, the phosphorus cycle, and oxygen cycle. I will not delve too much into the meaning of this as it was previously discussed. So, ecological or natural reservoir and environment, also known as a disease reservoir or a reservoir of infection, is the population of organisms or the specific environment in which an infectious pathogen naturally lives and reproduces, or upon which the pathogen primarily depends for its survival. A reservoir is usually a living host of a certain species, such as the animal or a plant, inside of which a pathogen survives, often, though not always, without causing diseases for the reservoir itself. By some definitions, a reservoir may also be an environment external to an organism, such as the volume of contaminated land or water. So, when discussing about ecological or natural reservoir or environment, I'm more akin to discuss about fauna. Fauna is all of the animal life present in a region or time. So, how can the biogeochemical cycle affect the environment? Energy flows directionally through the ecosystems, entering as sunlight or inorganic molecules such as chemoautotrophs and leaving as heat during the energy transformation between trophic levels. Rather than flowing through an ecosystem, the matter makes up for the organisms and conserved and recycled. Thank you.
My name is Luyun, and I'm here to discuss anthropogenic effects on carbon cycle and fauna. What are anthropogenic effects? Anthropogenic mostly are environmental pollution and pollutants that originate in human activity. These human activities can change the flow of the carbon cycle and may disturb the animals within a particular region, habitat, or geological period. The changes to carbon cycle and fauna. Human activities have a huge impact on the carbon cycle due to the intense burning of fossil fuels, changing an area of land for creating buildings and factories, and using limestone to make concrete, causing CO2 emissions. Because of this, the amount of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere is increasing, which can lead to change in the carbon cycle. Climate change is also an effect of the high amount of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. Human activities not only affect the carbon cycle, but also affects the fauna. Certain human activities like illegal wood cutting, illegal mining, and changing the area of land can disrupt the animals in that certain area. For example, cutting trees and changing the state of the land within an area will cause animals to lose their food source as well as their home.
Good day, everyone. My name is JENALYN GOROSPE. My topic is all about invasive species and epigenetics. These are the example of invasive species: green crab, killer algae, veined rapawilk. Invasive species can come in many forms. It can be something that lives in the land or something that lives in the water. It can be plant or an animal. It can even be a microbe. The important thing to know about invasive species is that it causes harm and is non-native. These species compete with the native wildlife for resources and thrive at the expense of the local ecosystem. We can help prevent the spread of invasive organisms. If we stay mindful of our role in the spread of this organism, we can prevent invasions before it's too late. Epigeneti- epigenetics. Epigenetics. Your genes play an important role in your health, but do your behaviors and environment, such as what you eat and how physically active you are. Epigenetics is study of how your behaviors and environment can cause changes that affect the way your genes work. Unlike genetic changes, epigenetic change are reversible and do not change your DNA sequence, but they can change how your body reads a DNA sequence. Gene expressions refers to how often or when proteins are created from the instructions within your genes, while genetic changes can alter which protein is made. Epigenetic changes affect gene expression to turn genes on and off. Since your environment and behavior, such as diet and exercise, can result in epigenetic changes, it, it is easy to see the connection between your genes and your behaviors and environment.
Now to conclude everything that we have learned. The carbon cycle is significant in ecosystems because it transports carbon, a life-sustaining resource, from the atmosphere and oceans to organisms. And the cycle repeats from there on. The carbon cycle is essential for the Earth's climate and carbon balance to remain stable. Fauna refers to all of animal life found in a given area or period of time. The two are very affected by human activity, which is why we should continue to be educated on these topics so that we may be aware of the sciences involved when it comes to anthropogenic effects. An invasive species is a type of organism that is not native to a specific region. Invasive species will cause havoc on the new area's economy and climate. And lastly, epigenetics is the study of how your behavior and environment can influence the way your genes work. The importance of all these concepts is the fact that these concepts are what impact the Earth, may it be a man-made or natural process. Investing our time into studying these concepts can help us come up with ideas to make the Earth healthier. A healthier Earth means healthier people. And it can also help us know what we should and should not do to maintain the life that exists here on Earth.